some quality commentating going on. Of course.
Teddy bear.
If it goes anywhere but spawn or PhD, it's kind of fucked.
Or it could come right back here, even though that won't happen. So yeah, I'm planning on uploading this video later, but I'm gonna explain it now. Get you guys anticipated for this awesome video, even though it's like 2 minutes long, and not even 2 minutes. But I have two videos that I plan on uploading. One is they fucked up on Spec Ops majorly on MW3 because I found out through experimentation, not even experimenting, I was just trying to play a game with legit, and apparently it's not at spawn.
Not?
Apparently the servers are syncing up together and you guys act as hosts, so each person is their own host, and there's not just one host of the game. Sure, there might be the party leader, but
Apparently,
there's no host.
Yeah. Apparently at one point he was on wave 5 while I was on wave 3.
And
one time he said I went down when I didn't on my side.
And like you can tell that it's it's kind of hard from the recording I got that's like a minute long, but you could let's just kill him.
Yeah.
But you could obviously tell because legit's like sitting there trying to walk into a wall while he's down. He's just crawling continuously into the wall, knifing the air where there used to be an enemy. You could tell that's like completely out of sync, and it happened because the game lagged tremendously when the game started.
But it was only on Dome. Once we went to whatever the first map is,
Resistance.
that went away. Yeah, that went away.
And I don't know if it's just because like a once in a lifetime thing, which they do happen in games, but they have not happened a lot for me because I never get that stuff happen. But if it is, then that's one of the funniest glitches ever. But
shit, I'm dead. God damn it. I can cover you. This is why I didn't get a third gun.
Alright, cover me.
It's about time.
You want me to hoard him then?
I can laugh. That was just a stupid mistake on my part.
I don't know how that works, but
Oh, that's exactly why I did not get 3 guns.
You could be losing your ray gun and have a China Lake right now.
Yep.
That would have been like I would have been jealous if you lost the ray gun to the China Lake. That's China Lake, best gun hands down.
Oh, who wouldn't? Hey, max ammo. I'm down again. Oh, I'm not down.
told you not to touch me, bone junkie!
Definitely need to get that crawler in.
Oh, I have plenty of crawls. Crawls is not an issue. Currently good. So get jug. Where is the box then? Is it?
I don't think we have enough crawlers. So Call of the Dead's my hands down favorite map because it adds the most variety, and George is the most annoyingest piece of shit ever, but for some reason I just love that map. But besides and then Ascension comes next, even though that's the community's favorite, I guess.
Do you want to hit the box or you last?
Yeah, I can last. Besides Ascension, which is basically the community's favorite, along with Moon, what is your guys' favorite map? Just put a comment.
I didn't know I was this good.
I like Ascension just for the fact that it's the most classic of the maps, besides Notch and 5. 5 is just awful. Notch is just too easy.
Ascension was the most original, besides
Jug.
Besides Call of the Dead, which also brought a ton of originality. I think they just dropped the ball after Call of the Dead. I paid no attention to the online maps because I'm not a Black Ops kind of put me out of the whole online multiplayer aspect of the Call of Duty series. And for the people who say that MW2 is ruined, I disagree with that on just one part. The blaming it on modders, I think the game was bad because of the balances in guns and just the lack of patches, but people who say it's because of modders, maybe you personally might have gotten into like several modded games, but I played the whole summer. Yeah, I'm good. Played the whole summer with my friends even, and we didn't even play in the same games sometimes, and we played it every single day basically. And the whole summer, and I just repeated myself again, and not one modded lobby. Not one.
Honestly, think about it. Okay, they pretty much fixed Modern Warfare 2 entirely with Title Update 7. Now imagine if they put that out for the first like 2 months of the game. Right there is a good, I don't know what.
They would have fixed. They would have fixed it because of the modders, but the modding community was the thing. Like, if you're not big into modding, they use a JTAG. It's called. It's a modified Xbox used to run mods, basically. I don't like it when people say hacks, because hacking to me is, since I know a lot about computers. Yeah, hacking to me is basically like me going on somebody else's computer and stealing stuff or deleting stuff or using viruses. That's hacking. To me, editing something and removing text and adding in your own that's running off the same thing is not hacking to me. But it might be different to other people. But they used the JTAG. They edited text in a patch MP, which is an in-game file, and holy shit, I almost went down. Which is an in-game file that you could edit, and that's what the whole multiplayer ran off of.
Hello.
If they didn't want that to be edited in the first place, they should have just encrypted it. And it was unencrypted since Black Ops. And Black Ops, you could get an unencrypted, there's programs, but Black Ops will not allow you to connect to one of these modified Xboxes. There were modded lobbies right when it came out, and they were like $30, and it was just like MW2, but you had to have an online JTAG, which there has not been an online one since Black Ops' release.
And if you did get into one of those lobbies, it's completely pointless because you were banned in a matter of days or hours.
Right now, if they were out, like if the people waited and held off and didn't even say anything, then the developers would have known, and then Black Ops probably would have been modded to hell because they don't even patch it right now.
Yeah. You know, think about it. In a way, modders, like, they kind of help a little bit because they forced them to fix their games. Or at least they forced Infinity Ward. Triac just does it automatically.
The one thing I disagree with is the banning of multiplayer. Like, I can see the resets of a stat, but they should keep records and reset only to the day where you boosted, or where you modded, or just take away however much points you got in that lobby, and put you back to where you used to be. Because I don't see paying $60 for something and then getting like reset or even banned, and especially when the meat of the game in the Call of Duty series is multiplayer, and you get banned completely, IP banned, can't ever go back unless you reset your IP address and then get a different Xbox, because they do console bans along with the IPs. That's just fucking retarded. You pay $60 for something, and the campaign is absolute garbage. The story's good, but the campaign's too short. They get the story out there, but the campaign's guaranteed. If one of you speedrunners out there do a full speed run and go as fast as you can, 3 hours. Skipping all the cutscenes, 3 hours.
Wait, so one game or the whole series?
Just one game.
I don't know, because I did the entire Modern Warfare 3 campaign on Veteran in 6 hours, so recruit, that's a matter of like half an hour at most.
Like, the original, like, Call of Duty 4, I can understand. That's 2007. MW3 is 2011. Come on. We have games like, I know this is PS3 and it's Blu-ray, but we have games like Uncharted 3, which is like probably
Skyrim.
20 hours. Skyrim. If you take your time and you do everything, you could easily get into the hundreds of hours in that game.
Theoretically, if you're including side quests, it's theoretically you can never beat the game, because there's supposedly never-ending side quests.
Yeah, and there's always content in that game, unless you screw up the game and you're just a complete dumbass and you go into every town and just murder everybody and get bounties everywhere, then your game's just fucked. But if you actually play the game as if you're like a human being and you go around trying to help people, then the game's never ending, basically. And you'll either play it until you get bored with it, or you just play it until the next game comes out. And the quests are just, there's hilarious quests in that game. That game's just a perfect 10 in my opinion, where MW3 is like a 6. Sure, you get your multiplayer but the multiplayer repeats after probably 3 weeks.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Multiplayer repeats after 6 weeks, basically. Not even depending how much you play. Campaign's probably half an hour long on Recruit. Unless you play in the hardest difficulty, then depending on how good you are. And then you have Spec Ops.
Yeah.
But Spec Ops is, they basically, to try and make it longer, they force you to go through and repeat every single mission repeatedly in order to get the full content, and it's basically you have to unlock it by repeating everything, which should not be counted. You should just count the initial beating of it, as that additional content is just additional.
Like me and my other friend Eskelta, we beat the entire Spec Ops on Veteran in like 2 days. Not like
that
2
will really help me.
No, I mean like over the span of 2 actual days, but really just like 4 hours of in-game, like playing.
Which you should pay $60 just to get more. Put the game on $30 then.
Oh, it's all about the money.
And I mean, the multiplayer is great, because it's sort of going back to its roots of Call of Duty 4. Even though the game's too simple, because I read it on an article on a forum, that they're making it too simple, like the death streaks, how they're overpowered as the, I don't know the name of it, the one where you could go and see that players who killed you's last location. I agree, that's overpowering. And that's
Dead
bullshit. Yeah. And they shouldn't have that in. But, like, besides the multiplayer aspect, which is repeating, even though it may be fun, it's still repeating, so that should still not be a full $60 release.